WWE Raw results. Seth Rollins and CM Punk's rivalry renewed. New Day celebrates its 10th anniversary. CM Punk's promo was interrupted by Seth Rollins, which resulted in a heated feud. The New Day's 10-year anniversary got heated after the surprising return of Big E. Gunther defended his title against Dominik Mysterio, while Rhea Ripley was caught in a heated clash against Raquel Rodriguez. Following a blockbuster Survivor Series 2024, WWE's weekly episode of Monday Night Raw returned this week. CM Punk kicked off the latest episode of Raw with a promo, before he was interrupted by Seth Rollins. The show also celebrated the 10th anniversary of the New Day. 5 official fights were on the match. 5 official fights were on the match card. WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther defended his title against Dominik Mysterio. In the women's segment, Judgment Day squared off against Damage CTRL. The main event saw Rollins take on Sami Zayn. 3 times Seth Rollins made his hatred clear for CM Punk in WWE. Seth Rollins and CM Punk don't like each other, and things have become quite personal between them lately. Punk showed up on Raw on Monday to talk about what was next for him after Survivor Series War Games, but was interrupted by the Visionary. The two megastars exchanged words and had a physical confrontation before Jey Uso and Sami Zayn came to the ring to stop the fight. Still, their rivalry is nowhere near its peak, and things are expected to intensify in the coming weeks and months. With that in mind, we take a look at 3 times the Visionary made his hatred clear for the best in the world in WWE. The feud between the two superstars is not new. It started a few years ago when Punk had already left the company. The two stars were taking shots at each other on X/Twitter, but Rollins referred to his rival during a segment on Raw back on November 25, 2019. Seth was addressing the Raw roster when fans in Chicago, Punk's hometown, started chanting CM Punk's name. Rollins told the crowd that Punk didn't want to be there, but he was in Los Angeles talking about a change that he was unable to make. The crowd booed the Visionary, but this was a sign that the feud between the two megastars was far from over. CM Punk stunned the WWE Universe with his return at Survivor Series in November 2023, nearly a decade after his departure. Seth Rollins was seen as furious with Punk's comeback. A day later, he addressed the WWE Universe during a live event in Peoria and took shots at the Raw star once again. "You already know how I feel about that. I said as much last night. I'm not going to waste any more breath on somebody. Punk that has been gone for 8 years has done nothing but try and tear this place down. Instead, I'm going to take my time, waste my breath, use my breath to talk about the people who have been here all along. That's all the people in the back who have made WWE the hottest ticket in town. And that's every single one of you who are here tonight in Peoria," Seth Rollins said. WWE held off the rivalry between the two, as Punk started a feud with Drew McIntyre that lasted for the majority of 2024. A couple of weeks after his WWE return, CM Punk appeared on Raw and announced that he had joined the Red Brand, accepting General Manager Adam Pearce's offer. He also announced joining the Royal Rumble match in January 2024. Seth Rollins showed up at the time and interrupted him, telling him that Raw was the Visionary's home and that he would defend it against Punk, who had been calling out WWE management for years before his comeback. Fast forward to today, next week's Raw could shed more light on WWE Creative's plans and when the two megastars will collide in the ring. There is no love lost between Seth Rollins and CM Punk. The WWE Universe was divided when Seth Rollins and CM Punk collided in the opening segment of the December 2nd episode of Monday Night Raw, which took place at Angel of the Winds Arena, Everett, Washington, USA. Former WWE World Champion Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler, has sided with Rollins in his feud with the Second City Saint. Rollins doesn't get very along with Punk, and their mutual hatred is spilled over many times in the WWE. Their mutual hatred was on full display when the Visionary interrupted Punk during the opening segment of the Red Brand. The two stars engaged in a war of words, as Rollins wants to fight Punk, but the Second City Saint has set his sights on regaining the title. This ultimately led to a physical altercation. However, further escalation was curbed by Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and WWE security. Nick Nemeth believes Seth Rollins is more reliable than CM Punk. TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth sat down with Dave LaGreca in the recent installment of the Busted Open podcast. The two discussed the segment where Punk and Rollins engaged in a war of words. Nemeth finds himself rooting for Rollins from a wrestling fan perspective due to his proven history of being a full-time and reliable star. Nemeth states that, unlike Punk, Rollins never took off and was competing in the promotion while the Second City Saint went on a 10-year hiatus. I don't know if it rings true for fans subconsciously, but when I'm thinking of a promo back and forth, and it takes me out of the wrestling part, and I'm just interested in where they're going character-wise and story, then you start to have that in the background, like, how am I not rooting for this guy? Colby
He's the one who's always
Lopez,
been here.
Born May 28th,
He's the one who made the play.
1986.
He's the one who
sacrificed the different
professional
things
wrestler.
to stay. He is
He didn't
signed to
take off and
WWE,
show up when it was
where he
cool,
performs on the Raw
and then just
brand
like, oh, guess
under
I'm back in the main
ring
event
name Seth,
scene
freaking
10 years
Rollins.
later. Forget everything
Prior to
I
signing
said.
with WWE,
There's something really special
he wrestled
about
under the
that.
ring named
Nemeth
Tyler
said.
Black for Ring of
Nemeth
Honor,
parted ways
ROH,
with WWE
and was part of
in
the age of the
2023
Fall stable
and is
with
currently
Jimmy
signed
Jacobs.
to Total Nonstop
During his time in
Action
ROH,
Wrestling.
he held the
TNA.
ROH World
He is the
Championship
reigning
once,
TNA
and the
World
ROH
Champion,
World Tag Team
holding the title
Championship
for
twice,
137
with
days,
Jacobs,
and won the
counting in his
2009
first
survival
reign.
of the fittest
Which
tournament.
side are you on?
He also
in this
wrestled
feud
for
between
various
the visionary
independent
promotions,
and the
including
Second City
Full
Saint.
Impact Pro.
Do you agree
where
with
he was
Nick
a one-time
Nemeth's comments on the
FIP
feud
World
between the
Heavyweight
two stars?
Champions? As well
Let
as
us know
Pro
your thoughts
Wrestling
and
Gorilla,
opinions in the comment
where he was a
section.
one-time
For the past
PWG
decade,
World Tag Team
Seth
champion,
Rollins and
also
Roman
with
Reigns,
Jacobs.
both
Lopez
members of the
signed with
Shield,
WWE
have dominated
in 2010,
WWE,
and was sent
while
to
Roman
its then
Reigns has been
developmental
the face
territory
of
Florida
WWE
Championship Wrestling
since 2015,
where he was
He
renamed
struggled
Seth
during his
Rollins
early rise
and became
for
the
several
inaugural
years.
FCW
Despite
Grand Slam
WWE's
champion.
desperate efforts
After
to push Reigns with
WWE
multiple
rebranded its
WrestleMania
developmental
main events,
brand from
including
FCW
victories over
to
legends
NXT,
like The Undertaker,
he became
Triple
the
H,
inaugural NXT
John
champion.
Cena, Brock
In November
Lesnar,
2012,
and Randy Orton.
His
He
big
debuted on the
dog
main
persona
roster
never
as a
connected with
member of
fans.
the Shield
The fans
alongside
never
Dean
accepted
Ambrose
Roman
and
Reigns
Roman
as
Reigns.
WWE's
He
top
won his
star
first main
and voiced their
roster
unhappiness with his direction,
WWE
booing
Raw
him
Tag
for
Team
years.
Championship.
During
And
this
with Reigns
time,
in May 2013,
Reigns fought to win the fans
He went on to
over.
hold the title a
Seth
record
Rollins
6 times
easily
with
connected
Ambrose
with
and various
them through his
partners.
strong
After leaving the
performances,
Shield in
personality,
2014
and character.
He joined the Authority,
Rollins consistently
establishing his
connected with
on-screen
fans.
character as a
However,
leading villain.
while
Since
WWE
then,
focused
he has
on
headlined
making
numerous
Reigns
major
the new face of the
PPV
promotion,
and live
they
streaming
never
events
saw
for
Rollins
WWE,
as the one to
including
lead the charge.
WrestleMania XL.
As Reigns struggled
Rollins
to find
is a
his persona,
five-time world champion.
WWE
in
finally
WWE,
turned him heel,
having
in
won the
2020,
WWE Championship,
introducing his tribal
twice,
chief character,
Universal
which
Championship
quickly
twice,
clicked with the fans.
and World Heavyweight
Reigns was
Championship
eventually
once,
accepted
being
as
the
the
inaugural
face
champion
of the WWE.
He has also held the Intercontinental
Recently,
Championship
former
and the
WWE
United
star
States
Dolph
Championship
Ziggler now
twice
credits
each,
Seth Rollins
making him
as
WWE's
WWE's
29 Triple
go-to
Crown
guy
champion
during the
and
years
19th
when
Grand
Roman
Slam
Reigns was
champion.
not ready.
As well as
Ziggler
the second
pointed
wrestler
out
to
that
accomplish
fans
the
forget
latter
how
twice
Seth Rollins
under the
served
revised
as the anchor for
2015
WWE
format.
for
He
several
is also
years,
the only
stepping
wrestler
up
to
whenever
have won
others
the
didn't work
WWE
out, including
Championship,
Roman.
Universal Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, and NXT Championship.